meaty, tart, tangy. Let's learn how to make a perfect balsamic steak salad.
All right, so a steak salad is one of the best tools to have in your arsenal. You can do it if you're working from home and you need a quick lunch that's healthy and delicious. And it's also super low maintenance, so when you've had a long day at work, only takes a few minutes and you got something absolutely delicious. Friends, if you haven't already, I ask that you like this video, comment, let me know what you think, subscribe to the channel, and make new videos on Thursdays and on Sundays. My favorite thing about making steak salads is you can do just about whatever you're feeling. So sometimes I'm feeling balsamic, sometimes I'm feeling feta cheese, sometimes I'm feeling lots of onions, and whatever you got around the house, you can definitely throw it in there. All right, guys, so our quick balsamic really couldn't be any easier. You know, feel free to use whatever dressing you like, but when you get pre-made dressing, especially something like balsamic and vinegar, typically the ingredients are not high quality. They're usually pretty poor quality, especially when it comes to the oil. So, you know, we're just gonna put in a little bit of extra virgin olive oil. Then, after that, we're gonna grab some balsamic.
Pour your balsamic into your Evo and whisk it on up.
And now we got some beautiful balsamic vinegar dressing to go with our steak salad. So even though ribeye steaks are one of my favorite cuts of meat, when I'm doing a dish like this, I really like to go with something a little bit leaner, whether it be sirloin or filet. It really just complements the salad perfectly. All right, so I got 2 old pieces of filet. Each one's about 1/3 of a pound, but I recommend going anywhere from 1/3 of a pound to a 1/2 pound per portion here. We got 1 small onion. We got some fresh garlic, some fresh thyme, a good old cuke. Can't go wrong with a cuke.
We're also gonna need some shredded red cabbage, carrot, and little baby tomatoes.
All right, so if you've watched any of my steak content, you know I'm a big believer of getting our steak up to room temperature, at least 30 minutes, ideally an hour or two if you got it. So, you know, when I get home from work and I'm looking to make something like this, first thing I do is take my steak out. Most important thing. That's gonna make sure that we're gonna get that nice char and crisp on the outside while still getting that medium rare center on the inside. So if there's one thing I'm typically not looking to leave out of a steak salad, it's a cuke. You know, cucumbers give you a nice crunch that you're just not gonna get if you don't include it. And you don't need a lot, but I just like to do, you know, little circles like this, and then I cut them in half. After a cuke, the next thing you can't go wrong with in a steak salad is some little baby tomatoes. So I'm just gonna chop these up. I like to do halves or fourths depending on how big they are. So for something like this, I'm just gonna quad them up. And then we're gonna set these aside with our other ingredients. All right, I got a small onion here. Just gonna chop off the sides quick. Chop her down. So we're just gonna cut these long, thin strips like this. Half an onion's more than enough.
And after just 30 minutes out, some of that moisture is gonna be drawn out of our steak, giving us a much better sear.
And look, this is why we do this, folks. We got an easy to work with station that's got everything we need. We got our filet mignon steak. We got a little bit of garlic and thyme that we're gonna cook with the steak. We got our station here with some cukes, some onion, some tomato, some cabbage, some carrot, some balsamic. All right, y'all, we got a cast iron pan scalding hot with some olive oil and some ghee. Fresh garlic. And just a tad bit of thyme. Okay, guys, after about 3 minutes, you're gonna give this puppy a flip. And for steaks that are kind of square like this, you want to be sure to hit all sides. Honestly, any type of steak you want to hit all sides, but it's especially important when you get these little thick boys with, you know, a whole lot of depth and they're just kind of chunky. So we don't want it to be raw in the middle. So after another minute or two, we're going to end up hitting the sides. Look at that beautiful crust we got on there. You know, if you don't know how to tell if your steak's done, I like to kind of feel it out, and you'll get better at it as time goes on, but really you're looking for a little bit of give but not too much give. All right, guys, and look how we got a perfect setup here. We got a bed of lettuce that obviously is gonna be the home for our steak salad. And my favorite part about this is the hardest thing is always just letting your meat rest and making sure you don't cut into it too early. But when you gotta make a salad, you gotta let it rest because you're making a salad anyway. Your hands are busy. So let me show you how I like to do it. And I'm just gonna tomato this sucker up. Then I'm gonna grab my cukes. I'm gonna do a layer of cukes kind of all over the place. We got our shredded cabbage and our carrot. Then we're gonna grab some of that raw onion. Now I'm gonna add a little bit of feta cheese. I like to use all kinds of different cheeses with my steak salad. You can use blue cheese, you can use goat cheese, you can use even just Colby Jack cheese, cheddar cheese, Parmesan. Honestly, whatever you're in the mood for and you got around the house, I'd say go for it. I always like to kind of go over the top with a little bit of black pepper. And the last thing we're going to do while we're waiting for our steak to rest is we're going to come over the top with some of that balsamic. Now that we've given our steak plenty of time to rest, we're going to slowly cut against the grain. We're going to cut our steak piece by piece into beautiful strips. Look at that absolutely perfect medium rare center. Once we finish slicing, we're going to grab our steak and put it on the very top of our salad. Remember, it's the star of the show. That's how we make a balsamic steak salad. All right, I'm not messing around. It's time to get to it. So, first things first, a little bit of that filet. What I love about this, I never feel bad about eating this. I never feel bad for eating a steak salad. I love a little bit of that creaminess that you get from the feta, and then a little bit of crunch from the cukes. But I could eat steak all day, every day, baby. Thanks for watching. I hope to earn your subscription. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share this video if you found value from it.